Hello everybody. Welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be very different. This is not going to be a zoo build. Well, it is technically going to be a zoo build video, but it's not going to be like, we're not going to be building an exhibit today. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make rock walls for your exhibits. And everything in this barrel is what we will be using. I will show you guys how to do like rock walls and backdrops and terrariums another day, but like this is for like really big enclosures or like really big like tanks. And yeah, so we'll start with the first one, which is like a little temperate type of rock wall. But yeah. So like what you want to do with your like when you're making like any rock wall in general is you want to like have like some definition, but which is super important. That's how you make your rock walls look very, you know very like nice looking. We'll make this one like 4 blocks tall, nothing too tall since that'll be very time consuming. But yeah, so the first thing you want to do is use a base of stone, and maybe, yeah, also get some of this up here. We'll do both like this. Yeah, nothing too crazy, but a little something that's fairly manageable. And yeah, this looks pretty good in my opinion. But once you're done with that, you can go in and throw some andesite in there to give it a good bit of texture. And yeah, it makes it look even nicer too, as it adds a little bit more, yeah, obviously texture and more. It makes the rock wall look more natural, I guess. Because in zoos, I don't think rock walls are gonna be like natural. They're probably gonna be made out of like plaster or foam. But yeah, once you're done with that, and this is one of the last things you will do, and probably the last thing if you don't do the step after this. You don't have to, but gravel also adds a little bit more definition. The reason we're doing this last is because gravel, like sand, has gravity and causes it to fall. And once if you put andesite after the gravel, you'll have to like restart. You're like, well, not like restart. You'll have to like replace the andesite. I mean, replace the gravel that falls after the andesite. My fault. And yeah, it looks pretty decent. If you want to spice it up a little, you don't have to do this. You can put some cobblestone slabs. It adds a little bit more texture, a little bit more definition. And yeah, this isn't too crazy, but it's a little something that hopefully will give you guys an idea of what I'm trying to explain. And yeah, that's the temper one. So this is like perfect for like some Midwest parts, some Northeast parts, some like temper areas, like where there's like snowy winters and like winter, spring, summer, fall, like where the leaves from. It's hard to explain, but yeah. So that's the first wall we're looking at. Next one we'll be looking at is probably my favorite one that I've developed so far. It is the Southwest rock wall, or like a kind of like arid rock wall. So the base for this one I use, I generally use granite, which honestly looks pretty good in this type of thing. And yeah. If you guys see my old videos, then I would make my rock walls like this without like any definition or texture. And they wouldn't usually be granite, they would be more stone. And yeah, it looked really flat and boring and lifeless. But with like the texture and stuff, it looks even better. So we'll do something like this. And yeah, nothing too crazy, but you know, yeah, I'm not gonna go all out for these rock walls since I usually do my rock walls a lot taller. Since I usually use rock walls for like aviaries. But yeah, so the next thing you can do is you can throw in some packed mud in here, and it looks really nice with the granite. And yeah, I'm really overall happy with this palette I've developed. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. And yeah, once you're done with this, you can throw in some of this rooted dirt, and you can go around. Probably don't add too much because you don't want to drown the granite out. But you want to keep enough rooted dirt in there that you can make the rock wall look more arid. And I think that's all I have for this rock wall. Let me take a look at how it looks. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty good. Really like how it looks. If you're really feeling fancy, you can throw in some plants, some like short plants on this rooted dirt, which I won't recommend unless you're like making like a desert dome or if your zoo's like in a like arid location. But yeah, I think it looks better like this on the top. And that is the that's like one of the last rock walls. We'll do one more rock wall, I think, which is kind of like an aquarium like sort of rock wall. We'll be only using 2 blocks for this. Um so for the base, I like to use this tough block right here. And then this one has to be a little taller since aquarium like rock walls are usually really tall. I'm not gonna make it like too large, so it's like not overwhelmingly like large. I'll make this one 5 blocks tall instead of the usual you know, the usual 4 blocks that I did with the other two. You can make rock walls with sandstone, but I generally don't like using sandstone for my builds unless it's like a Middle Eastern type of build or like for an exhibit or something. And yeah, so let me just do this real quick. I don't care about getting like any pieces in the back. I'll just because we're not going to see them anyways, so let's see what else we have because I feel like this like palette seems more bare than the others. It's because we really don't have any like blocks that are like the same color as the regular tuff. I don't like using tough bricks or polished tuff because it makes it look like way too artificial. Which obviously the rock wall would have to be artificial unless it's like, because like usually, I don't know. But for this one, we're not gonna do like any overhang rock walls. I mean, you can do that if you want, but I generally won't do it. And yeah, so you want to like add some pretty good definition like this. We adding some more over here. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. And then we'll add one more block, which is this new block, the pale moss. Some of you guys probably don't have this if you're an older. I mean, if you're in older versions, like especially on Java, I don't think 1.20 like point 1 or like anything below that has this. I don't remember what version this came out in. It's one of the more recent updates, but you guys might be able to access Tough since it's in the newer Caves or Cliffs update. Well, not newer. It's like it's older than the update of the Pale Oak Forest. I forgot what that update was called, but that's like one of my favorite updates of all time. But yeah. So yeah, this is pretty. I mean, it's not the best, but you know, you learn as you build. Um, but yeah, what you can do, I probably won't do this, but you can add, if you want to add a little bit more definition, a little bit more life, not, well, not even life, because like they're dead, but you could probably add some coral on these rock walls, maybe like this. Maybe give like your fish a little bit more like to hide in, but I wouldn't overdo it since you don't want to like make it too like covered, unless it's like a really like lush like reefs exhibit, like coral reef. But I think that's pretty much it I will be doing for this one. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video. If you guys did enjoy this, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share to your friends. In the next episode, I will try to maybe implement how to do fish tanks, terrariums. No, I'm gonna figure out how to like come up with like good pallets to like build with like backstage areas. Cause it's kind of hard to find backstage area pallets. But yeah, that's gonna be all for today. So see ya.